point of fact to just emphasize that we had a public work session in which the terms that those individuals proposed to us, that developer and his representatives, the sewer commissioner was at a public work session here. It wasn't the one last week, I believe it was the one 2 weeks before that. It just so happened that there was no one from the public here at that work session when it started, and we discussed that. And on a rare occasion, either Neil or Joel were here right when the thing started. Otherwise, there would have been a public record of the proposals that they made to us. That's all I have. Thank you.
And you didn't wait?
You know, we have...
You guys were both late.
Yeah, we're late.
And you didn't wait?
Okay.
And we do have...
I'm done.
Yeah, you're on.
And just to follow up on what Al's saying, we have Meg. We have Meg. There's always the record of what we do, and we don't do things illegally. Whether you agree or disagree ultimately with the concept, there's fact-finding going on. Anything that is voted on, every board member will have the opportunity to discuss. The public will have an opportunity to discuss, and there will be a vote. And it's a democracy, and the majority will rule. That's the way we function as a board, whether we agree on every issue or not. That's what makes us productive. On top of that, regarding water, we have here the copy of, I don't think we said this is the last time, we've been doing well, making progress with our CRV wells. We got in writing the approval of plans from the state DOH for the directional bore, the alternative for going under the Wallkill River so that we don't have to wait until the county is able to complete the bridge and we can pursue the hookup and keep moving towards our final approval from the DEC. Water as well, the reservoir is full, and we have been going through making Art and Mike and I met together in order to do the remediation plan for the village water system so that we can break into year plans, what we can afford to do this year, what we can look for funding here, and what we can put on the next 5 or 10 year program. Aside from that, the tree committee has met. It is spring, and though we are ahead of ourselves right now in wanting to be able to start planting because we had a few days of sun, truly it's not quite the time, and we are having our tree committee members go through the village to do an assessment for trees that we see that need attention because they have become dead or ill. Number 2, places where people have made requests for street trees, and please remember these are street trees between the sidewalks and the street that you can apply for. And 3, some instances where we're looking to make a plan so that we don't necessarily have to do one tree here, one tree here, one tree here, but we can do a group of trees on the street where we can really make a difference. We'll be meeting again in 2 weeks to finalize our plan. We will have met with our houses for finding appropriate species so that we're planting the right species in the right setting and with the right power line exposure. And we'll start planting right after that. That's it.
Thank you very much. Public comments? Yes, sir.
Could you let us know when you're going to do, when the directional boring will be done, so we could videotape it?
Sure.
That'd make a great video.
It doesn't happen that fast, but I'll be announcing it.
You give us a telephone call heads up?
I'm sure.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Thanks.
Walt.
Walt Jensen, McBride Place. We just have 2 little requests. One of them is to get the farm market people to fix that lawn down there. We have a beautiful park, and they've made a mess down there. I'd like to see it addressed and repaired. And I don't mean put little topsoil and hay over, because it's the growing season now, and they're going to be coming in, so grass is never going to grow there. It's got to be something like that fake turf or whatever else. It's got to be done, because I drive by that every day and it sickens me. Request number 2, would you please update the community bulletin board on TV. You're still advertising the bicentennial, and you can go and get a 2008 water report. So maybe we can bring that up to date.
I should say.
Yeah, you're right, and the fire commissioners are still meeting at the Minnesota Firehouse.
That's another one.
Yes, as far as the park, we've been working on it, we were trying to say, the vendors put up a bond because just.
That went over well.
Yeah. But we're also concerned, and we have the same concerns as you all. That is a beautiful park, and we want to make sure.
See that, or put them over on Erie Street.
We tried that too.
I know.
And see, they're gonna, that's only a temporary solution because the county exec wants to use that land. He said, this year, yeah, but he said, future, no. So, but we have the same concerns as you, and we're trying to address them. Just not always easy.
Okay,
Thank you very much for bringing it up.
Alligators.
Yes, sir.
Ed Garley, I'm with the Goshen Restoration, and a number of years ago we thought about signs for the Church Park Historic District, and I contacted the state DOT, and after I did that, I spoke with Marcia, and she told me that the district had indeed been expanded, and that was just back in 2003, actually, according to the papers, and I was unaware of it, but the original district, which includes this building and the church park, was established in 1980. The village became aware of it a couple of years later, because that was all done by the Donald Clark, who was the county historian at the time. And what we'd like to do is put up signs. We contacted the state. The state will actually build the signs, make them and put them up. These are the basic red signs you see in other historic districts. The village of Montgomery has them. There are other villages, communities, Highland Falls, Tuxedo, that there are these reddish signs. You see them out on the highway. They will install them, presumably one would go as the entrance to the village into the church park, out near Harriman Square someplace, and they would be installed by the state. Presumably another one would be on this area across the street because you would be coming in. They would put them on the state highways. Whether or not they would make additional signs up for us to install on other locations, I could find out. Now, the state highway signs, from what we know, there are no costs involved. But after I made the contacts, I wanted to make sure I spoke with the village board first, because obviously you folks have to be involved in it, and I just wanted to make you aware of it, get your input, so that if I wrote a letter, I would be doing it in support of the proposal. Now, the signs would basically say Church Park Historic District. There would be a logo on it or something, and they're basically 2x2, 4 square foot signs that would be installed.
Do you have any pictures of the signs, Ed? Do we know what you're talking about?
No. I mean, you've seen these signs.
I may have, but now it's just saying that I can't
I
draw
could get
pictures in my mind.
I'll take pictures of the ones in Montgomery. I could bring them in.
That'd be great. So what is your next step?
Next step is to write to DOT, ask them to get started, send them a map of the historic district, and indicate to them where we would probably like them to be located.
Okay, so you're asking to do this on behalf of the village?
I would be writing on behalf of Goshen Restoration, but obviously it has to be done with the support of the village. So anything I did would be with the support of the village, and you would be copied on anything I did.
Can I go on here?
Sure, go ahead.
All right, then. My kind of thing. So if we were to do it jointly,
Yes.
do it together, and then there were, you had pictures of the signs so we could show that. Make it easy, instead of holding it up. I have difficulty always saying yes to something that I don't see. I have every faith in your talents, but, you know, if it's going to be coming, you know, on behalf of the village. So can we see what the signs are?